video, I'm going to show you how you can actually set up creating a paid newsletter in TekMatix. If you already have TekMatix, you don't need to go get like a Substack or a ConvertKit to have a paid newsletter. So to do this, we're going to come into our TekMatix, and what we are going to do is I'm first just going to create a product. And you don't have to create a product if you don't want to. I'm going to come into membership and courses and create a product. This is a place like if you want them to constantly have access to the previous newsletter or something like that, you can actually put it as lessons within a product and even categorize it by the different themes. So I'm just going to create a product real quick in here. And what I would do at least is either have a page telling them how they're going to get what they paid for, or give them access to this and there's a video in here telling them, hey, this is how things are going to go, or even just like written out, this is how things are going to go and what you can expect. So once you have this product, you want to create an offer for this product. Again, if you're not going to create the product, you don't need to create the offer. I'm just showing you kind of how to do it in a way where they can easily go and access things if like their email doesn't get delivered or something like that. So for this, we're going to have our title is going to be paid newsletter, and the product for this is going to be a paid newsletter. And then I'm just going to set this to like $5. And in a minute, I'm going to show you how to set this so that it's a recurring subscription. And I'm going to make this published and click save. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over to payments, and I'm going to come up to products, and I'm going to create a product. And this is going to be my paid newsletter. Obviously, put in the actual name of your newsletter here. This is going to be a digital good. And then I can put in my pricing here, and your pricing is what's going to show up on your order form. So this is like, they're not going to see this, they're going to see whatever your pricing information is. So I'm going to make it the same as paid newsletter, and this is going to be a recurring payment, and I'm going to bill them at $5 a month for this theoretical newsletter. And then down here, I can say additional options. What I want to do is add a membership offer. And my membership offer is going to be that paid newsletter so that they get access to the course whenever they purchase this product. And this is really the simplicity of it. So I can click create. Now, if I want that checkout page related to that offer to also be this recurring subscription, let me show you how to do that real quick. So for that, we're going to go back to sites and courses. We're going to go to membership and courses and to offers. We're going to go to this paid newsletter. And we're going to edit the price to be a recurring subscription. And where it says choose a plan, we're going to choose what we just created. So that paid newsletter, it's confusing because they're all the same name. But that paid newsletter is the payment product we just created here. And I'm going to just set this up just like this. It's $5 USD. The setup fee is nothing. If you want them to have to pay an initial amount, you can do a setup fee. If you want to give them a 30-day access to it and then they have to pay, you can also do that here as well. And I'm just going to click save plan there and save. So now we're going to set up how do they actually like opt in and pay for this newsletter. So to do that, I'm going to go to my funnels right here. And I'm going to use a template that's already been created, and I'm just going to clone this template real quick. I actually showed how to do a sales checkout process with like a bump and an upsell in this video. I'll have it linked below. So I'm not going to go through all of that in this video. I'm just going to show you the steps to make this paid process. So if you don't see your copy show up, sometimes I have to refresh to get it to show up. So I can just click on this here. This is a template that you actually already have in your TekMatix. It comes with getting TekMatix. And so I'm just going to edit this in a new tab. And before I do that, actually, I want to change the product on this. So this has no product to it. And what I want to do is add in a product. So I'm going to click add a product. And what I want to do is add in my paid newsletter product and my paid newsletter price. And I'm going to come down here and make sure that it is the main product. And then I'm going to click save. And so now if we go back to overview, I already have this open over here. And so what we can do is you want to add in an order form. And so I added in one here, but just to show you how to do this, you can just add in an element and I do a one-step order form, and then I'm just gonna edit this guy. So let's go to advanced. I'm gonna say join paid newsletter. I'm gonna delete the sub headline. I'm not gonna show a company. If you are a B2B business, feel free to show the company. I'm not, I'm a B2C business, so I don't care to show the company. I don't care to show the phone number. I don't need shipping information, so I'm gonna remove that out. We can do payment, item. I like keeping these consistent. It just bothers me. And then I'm gonna do price here and complete order, all of that. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn off enable cart mode because that's gonna allow them to add it at least twice. I don't know if it's a bug in the system or something like that. And then if you have product descriptions, you can show them there. So that's kind of the basics. I'm gonna also turn off coupon codes because I'm not gonna have a coupon code for my paid newsletter. So that is the basics of this. So if I save it and then I can preview it, and now I have this down here where they can put in their information. They're going to pay $5 per month, and they can put in credit card information down there and complete their order. Now you can actually have an upsell page, all of that stuff, feel free, but that's just not what I'm talking about in this video. So now what we want to do is make sure that as soon as they submit that order, they're going to get access to the course where you can put in your individual like newsletter information. You can put that in the lesson page. We want to make sure that they are segmented in your list so that you can easily send out your newsletter to them every month or every week. So what we're going to do is we're going to do automated workflow. So here's our automated workflows, and we're just going to create a new workflow. I'm going to click start from scratch and create new workflow. And I'm going to edit this to be paid newsletter segmentation. And I can click add new workflow trigger. And what we want to add now is our order form submission. And what we're specifically going to add is a filter that will allow us to select the funnel and the type that it was. So here's our filters. So we're going to select a filter and we're going to do in website or funnel. And the funnel we want to use is paid newsletter. So this is our paid newsletter sales page. And then we're going to add another filter, and we're going to say we can do the pages. So if you have multiple order forms, we want our page to be that two-step order. That was the name of the page. And then you can even do the specific product is the paid newsletter. You can also do the submission type is a sale, but if you just have the product as a paid newsletter, that is usually good so that whenever they actually pay for the paid newsletter, this funnel will get triggered. So we can save that trigger, and if we want to have the specific name, we can change that. So this is paid newsletter order form submission, and we can click save trigger. And then we want to add an action in here. And the first thing I would do is create a tag, and you want to make sure that your people know that they have to be subscribed to receive this. So if they accidentally unsubscribe, it's also really nice to have that backup of they do actually have access to a course that has all the newsletters in it, because that might be a better way for them to access it. And so what we'd want to create is a tag that is paid newsletter, and we're going to add new tag, and we're going to save the action there. So we are adding our tag in there. If you want to grant any other courses to them, you can also do that as well, or add them to a new workflow as well. So for example, if you want a paid newsletter, and let's say you've already made 52 emails and you just want them sent out, so when someone opts in, they get their 52 emails going out, and they always start at the beginning. So like if you're doing a series of a paid newsletter, they can always start at that first email instead of coming in the middle. You can create a workflow, an automated workflow that just has those 52 emails so that every 7 days it waits and sends them a new email, and then you can just add them to that workflow as well. So now that you have this tag, you could also create a specific field if you want that field to show that they're customized. You can create that specific field. But now that you have this tag, what we can do, we're going to save this, and we're going to make sure that this is in publish form, save. So now we're going to come back here, and what you can do is you're going to go to your contacts, and you can click your more filters over here, and we're going to use a tag is paid newsletter, and then we'll hit apply. And right now there's no one in this, and we're gonna save this as a smart list of paid newsletter. So when we save that, now we have a specific smart list that is our paid newsletter smart list. So when we go to our marketing and emails and we want to send an email, so let's send a campaign, you can create, in the templates here, you can create a specific template for how your newsletters will be. And then you can create a campaign and you can take from one of those templates. So if you created a template, let's just use this guy here. I have no idea what this guy looks like. We're gonna select it. So that's what this guy looks like. Obviously you'd wanna create a template so that each time you can just edit your template for it. And when we go to send or schedule, you can put your from email in here, but in the recipients, you would say send to smart list, and specifically the smart list would be paid newsletter. And you would hit save. And so that is how you would be able to send it out to that smart list every time. Or you can do the other option of creating a workflow and that it just auto sends if you want it to be the same sequence every time, or if you're sending it like live every week or every month, you would just send it to the smart list and then you can save it and then send it. If you also want to see how to create a product onboarding sequence, which is what you would do if you were creating that workflow to send them emails instead, I will leave a video here for you. And if you're interested in how to get the page builder to work to create your sales pages, I will leave a tutorial here for you on that. I hope this content helped you get your paid newsletter set up. And if it did, please like this video and subscribe for more TekMatix tutorials. I hope you enjoyed this video and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.